Everybody, so today we're going to do a Toyota service number 2 on our 21 Sienna. First, we're going to start with the hardest to the easiest, which is to do the wheel swap or rotation, or you do a seasonal change over here. It's still winter here, so I'm going to do a rotation here. You want to first keep the ground, with the car on the ground, you want to untighten the lug nuts in a star pattern. Essentially, you want to skip every other lug nut to go across, and you're gonna do that on the ground just so that it puts less stress on your transmission and brakes, because you're using the weight of the vehicle to kind of stop that tire from spinning. Once you've got it slightly loosened, then you can jack it up, and you can remove the wheel here. So once I've got the wheel removed, I'm basically going to take a quick visual inspection, quick or slow I guess, but you're basically looking for anything that's cracked, loose, not clipped, any fluids on the CV shaft, which you see there is the rod. Basically that rubber part you would have seen. Oh, here's the brake disc. You're going to look at the width of it, make sure it's fine. You want to test the disc brake here to make sure that there's no lip or a severe lip. Basically, if there's a lip off of that, it's going to be an indication that your disc brake is, your disc is a bit worn. So you'll have to either grind that or replace that. But yeah, so that was the rear, and then we're gonna go to the front. You'll notice I only have one 3-ton jack, so basically it's a bit hard for me. But basically, I'm gonna take off my rear one. I'm gonna put my all seasons on, go to the front, swap them, and then go back to the back, and then put the winter that was at the front to the back. So here's the front one. We're looking at the steering rack. These are the CV shafts, and then this is the brake pad, which is a bit hard to tell what the thickness is here. Don't quite have the window. Here's the CV shaft again from another angle. Basically packed in that is a grease, so you just want to make sure that there's nothing leaking there, no extra fluids. Just lying around. Basically, it just needs to be tidy. Okay, so once you've got the wheel off, you want to take a measurement, and I'm doing it across the right side, the middle, and the inside, and we're going to take the measurement, make sure that it's even. Mine's is even. You'll see here it's about 12, and this one was, that wheel was at the front. Then we're going to move to the one in the rear, and then again, same thing. And you'll notice here that it's actually 13, so I was a bit surprised. But so yeah, you want to take that measurement across just the plane of the tire there, just so that you know what the true condition of the tire is. And then obviously that as you rotate here, it kind of worked out, so the 13 would go in the front. Okay, so this is the other side, the passenger side of the van. Again, just doing a general quick inspection. We're looking at anything that's torn, any extra liquids, fluids just lying around, or anything that's untidy, basically, and checking the condition of the brakes. There's no need to measure the brake pads, just a visual inspection there. This is the front of the passenger side. These springs, that's a common place for it to rust. And yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to slightly easier. After we've got the wheels done and rotated, you're going to need some engine oil, you're going to need lithium grease, you're going to need brake cleaner, you're going to need a filter, you're going to need a cross drill bit, and some gloves. The first thing is, after doing the wheels, I like to do my oil change. So you want to get down after you have the vehicle up. Obviously, I've got mine on ramp, so I've got the vehicle up. You take off these screws. There's 4 of them on the panel. I took 2 off. You want to keep the screws so that you don't have them flying around. And as you know, I've got a Fumoto valve on mine. So basically, my setup might be a little different than yours, but same idea. You want to have a catch pan. And what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to actually try to put, basically just drain it directly into the bottle that I got. So you'll see me attempt that. And I'll just take a quick moment to talk about the Fumoto valve. So the Fumoto valve, actually the thread is not as long as the original drain pan, but because you're not taking the the Fumoto valve off, you're actually draining less out of there than if you were to do it uh, basically with the drain plug, because with the drain plug, even though it's a longer thread, um, longer bolt, and sticks into the pan a bit more, because you're removing it, the fluid actually most of that will drain out. But with the Fumoto valve, I've noticed it keeps about 100 milliliters still in the drain pan. So what I'm going to do with that, you'll see that later, is I'm going to go back up top and pour some fresh oil into the engine, just like 100 or 200 milliliters. Basically, I'm trying to force the old stuff back out into the Fumoto through the Fumoto valve. But other than that, there's minor inconvenience. Other than that minor inconvenience, basically it's supposed to be pretty clean. You'll notice I did a few spills there, but you can turn on and off, and you can pour directly in the bottle, which is definitely helpful. Basically, I'm going to do 3 bottles. Last one, because I don't have an extra bottle. Plus, I also need to take off my oil filter. I just drain that right into the pan anyways, and it's just less to work with, so it is a bit easier. And then, I'm just letting that drain, and then I'm going to grab a kind of a socket for my oil filter. I can do that with my hand. And then I'm just going to take that off. So either way, you'll still need a drain pan, even with the Fumoto valve. Just the minor convenience there is, I think that you're not going to be wearing out the threads as much with the Fumoto valve, because you're obviously not taking it on and off. But there's pros and cons. Alright, so I got the oil filter coming off there. I wasn't able to get it off the rim, so I just put it right into the drain pan there. You want to clean that up. And I'm just going to get, and you'll see here I'm putting in that 100-200 mil of fresh engine oil, just to kind of hopefully push that old engine oil out through the valve. You're going to get the oil filter prepped and ready. And you're just going to screw that on. I've left the drain valve open. At this point, I'd like to move on to the other task while I let the remaining oil drain off, and just give it some time. So next up on the list, it's actually not on the list, but I highly recommend it, is you take off the battery air filter. So it's just under your driver's seat and your passenger front seat. You want to take a cross drill bit, again, take that off, pull that off. And then I just vacuum mine. I knock it a bit, just to, if there's any debris in there, just to get it clean. It's a very light filter, by the way, if you guys do look at it. So it's definitely not anything intense in terms of a filter. But yeah, you just want to pop that back in once you're done cleaning that out. And I'd like to start my screws by hand and then finish off with the drill. Just because I'm lazy. This is passenger side, same thing. Could take it off, take out the screw, take off the clip, and then you'll see there's 2 tabs on one side and 1 tab on the other. I'll just show you here when I'm assembling it back together, but it's pretty loosely. I gotta say, it's pretty loosely held in there, and it's probably not a very great filter. So 2 tabs on the right there, 1 tab there, and then you just pop that back in. Okay, next thing is going to be the cabin air filter here. So cabin air filter, you're going to unhook that pneumatic pump. You're going to take everything out, and then you're going to stretch basically the middle part of the glove box, so that you can unhook the tabs on the side, and it'll just drop right down. Once that's done, you're going to go in, you're going to see these 2 tabs on the right. You're going to squeeze that together and open the door. Here the air blows down from up to down, so the dirty part is at the top, and you're just going to, you saw I knocked whatever's there. Sometimes you'll find rocks or whatever, and just vacuum that clean. terms of putting back, it's just the same process in reverse, obviously. And here you just want to line up the glove blocks, um, and squeeze that back in. Remember to hook that pneumatic dampener back in. Next is the engine oil air filter, rather. You're going to clip those two clips there. This box is on the right side of the engine. You're just going to yank that out. On this one, it's actually the bottom side of the filter that is the dirty side. So you want to flip that over and give that a good clean. I should also say you want to check the airbox filter, the airbox, to see if there's any leaves still in there that you want to clean out. Okay, so once we're done those, basically I'm coming back down to finish up on the engine oil. I've let it all drain and everything's clean, so I'm just cleaning up here. Close the Fumoto drain valve. You just want to, close everything up. I know some people want to keep it open to check if there are leaks. I guess I'm not too worried. I'll check soon enough, anyways. And then you want to go back up top and just top it off with whatever. I basically use 4 bottles of 0W16. I get mine from the Toyota dealership. Pay about $7.30 some cents. All right, so I just love seeing fresh engine oil go into an engine. I feel like I should just do a compilation of these. I feel like I could just spend my day watching these. Okay, so you just want to also check your coolant levels. Make sure that they're between the full and the min. Your oil cap and your oil dipstick, those are good. And your brake fluid. This is kind of your last chance to make sure all the fluids are at the right level. Everything's all tidy up. And then your windshield washer fluid, which is kind of optional. Mine needed a top up, so I did that. Next, you want to reset your computer on the car for the oil maintenance as well as the scheduled maintenance. You want to do both of those. Guys, don't forget to check the oil after taking it for a test drive just to make sure that the level's still good and no severe leaks there. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and have a great day.